Hey guys, how's it going? This is Khan, Mr. So Real. Welcome to this week's Good or Garbage, the #1 place where you can find out what weapons, mods, blueprints, attachments, and all that stuff is being sold in the division this week. And I think I broke the game. I think these guys, they were chasing me, and then they were just like, you know what, Khan? It's been a rough week. So many horrible things in the world. You know, we're just gonna stand here. We're done. We're tired. We're tired of all of this stuff. We're tired of the bugs. Tired of this Rogue 2.0 that's coming up. We're not happy. So we're gonna protest. We're just gonna stand here. So yeah, the cleaners are protesting, and they're probably protesting all this garbage that's being sold this week. It's not a lot of great stuff, but yeah, let the protest continue. Let's go. Starting off this week at the special equipment vendor, we have the Cassidy shotgun with meticulous, self-preserved, and boomstick. We also have the Pacan with 13% damage to targets out of cover, adept, determined, and Pacan. We have the Liberator, 19% enemy armor damage, dominant, predatory, and adept. The Centurion pistol comes with the passive perk expert and intense. We also have the Historian with 164% headshot damage, cool-headed, intense, and history repeats. Now, unfortunately, the weapons this week, including the exotics, there's nothing really that I find overly exciting or that you guys really need to run out and go and get. I will scroll through these so that you can see what the weapons are and what talents they have, but nothing really stood out. None of the base damages seemed crazy high or anything like that I would say, hey, you got to get this just because. The SVD does have destructive and it does have disciplined. If you are looking for some PvE stuff, maybe you could think about it, but still the base damage wasn't that great, so I really wouldn't recommend that. Moving on, the things that were being sold, the only thing that really kind of stood out, there were a few things. The AlphaBridge backpack seemed alright. The armor is a little bit low at 1259, but the electronics at 1260 was pretty nice. 7% crit hit damage, again a little bit low, and the ammo capacity a little bit low, but didn't seem like there was too much going on for the bags anyway. Moving along, the next thing that was kind of worth talking about were the Banshee knees. The armor on it was pretty good at 1655. The firearms was low, you will have to re-roll that, but the skill power was, you know, decent at 12479. The max you can get on a pair of knees for electronics is in the 13339, so it's a little bit off, about 1,000, a little less than 1,000 off, but still not that bad. Then it comes with bleed and burn resist, which I think a lot of people are going to be looking for PvP. Disorient unfortunately is on there, but yeah, you never know, maybe it could help out with some other things. The defense knees, I tried to look at them, but all resist just kind of killed it for me dead in the tracks. The next thing that was kind of worth talking about was the Predator's Mark holster. The armor on it wasn't too bad at 956. Could be a lot better. The max that you can get, I think, is like 1,001. Then the firearms was pretty nice at 1261. The health at 1252 wasn't too bad. The electronics was a little bit low, but it does come with some skill haste at 7%. So overall, it wasn't too bad if you needed to hurry up and buy like a Predator's Mark holster. But we all know that classifieds are going to dominate everything once 1.8 comes. So in the meantime, until you get those classified pieces, you still want to stock up on some decent stuff. Now moving along, that pretty much sealed it off. They didn't really seem like anything else worth looking at. The Firearms Mod had kind of subpar firearms, but the health on it was okay, but really that was about it. There really wasn't too much else going on, but I will scroll through this so that you guys can see it, and that will do it for the special equipment vendor. The advanced weaponry vendor, I think he's cousins with Oscar the Grouch, because this is all garbage. I've never been so disappointed with this stuff for quite a while. We've got the tactical M1911 with commanding. The MP5 ST, it has competent, it has dominant if you're looking for that, and it has hurried. So competence probably the only one of the only good things about this weapon. The base damage is in the 60-65 percentile, not that great. This tactical MK16, nobody really uses these for good reason. The tactical Super 90, again in the 60-65 percentile, comes with competent, comes with determined. Those are not too bad. And trained can work out for you, especially with shotguns, but still nothing I would get too hype about. The M1A headshot damage is a little bit low, comes with capable toxic. The talents on this is straight garbage. The military L86 whatever, I'm not even gonna get into the rest of this, comes with self-preserved, unforgiving, and deadly. I like deadly. Unforgiving sometimes can be pretty good, but still not one of the top tier LMGs, so we're gonna pass on that. Now the star of the show, which is quite a joke, is the heavy magazine spring with 4% crit hit damage, 3% chance, and 9.5% rate of fire. And that's pretty sad because this is probably the best looking thing being sold at this vendor. The rest of this is straight poo-poo to fool. I really don't understand some of these drops, but you know, whatever. So why don't we just keep it moving, because this is all garbage. In Autumn's Hope, after visiting that train wreck of a base of operations, there's some slightly good news. The prototype Firearms Mod is being sold with 206 firearms plus 3% damage to elites. Now the damage to elites mods often, well not often, but rarely and sometimes get up to 4% damage to elites, but they don't usually have 206 firearms. So to have that much firearms plus have some damage to elites is pretty nice. Again, if you do have some damage to elites mods, you may want to check and compare which one is better if you have a 4% damage compared to maybe something else. So you could check that out and see what works for you, but these are being sold and I know a lot of people are looking for them, so not a bad haul for this week. In the meat locker, if you are looking for a crit hit damage mod, there is a pro red dot sight with 19% crit hit damage, 2% accuracy, and 2.5% crit hit chance. Unfortunately, it's not 3% chance and some headshot damage for accuracy, but 19% is still pretty good for these red dot sights. These will fit on SMGs and they will fit on ARs and all that other stuff. So if you are looking for something like this, you can go ahead and get it at the meat locker. Taking a pit stop over at West 53rd Street. If you've been looking for some Savage gloves and you're running electronics, here you go. 967 armor, 1260 electronics, plus you get 5% health on kill, 1297 assault rifle damage, and 5.5 crit hit chance. I really would have liked to see crit hit damage on these gloves, but it is what it is. I guess you could go for the crit hit damage on the health roll if you don't like health on kill. Then you could have a bunch of crit chance, you can still have your assault rifle damage, and you can have your electronics. So if you are running some kind of electronics build and you want to have that plus you're running an AR, then this could work out for you. And as always, the gloves for the ARs, the max you can get is 1334, so it's not too far off. Pretty good if you don't have a pair as good as these. In West 46th Street, if you've been looking for a lightweight M4, the base damage dope. I know some people are like, yo man, you can't just be talking about the base damage, but come on man, the base damage is what it's about. This thing has got 23.9 with this character. Mine is 23.8, so you know it's good. So this is at like probably 100% max damage. Like unfortunately we can't see the like actual final numbers. It says 23.9, but you know, whatever. If you are seeing this and your damage numbers are not the same, look at the firearms. My firearms is at 8,004. If yours is under 8,004, you will see a lower number. If yours is over 8,004, you more than likely should see a higher number. Now getting onto the particulars about this weapon, this has 19% enemy armor damage, which unfortunately could be a bit better, but still that base damage dope. Now the talents we have are Intense, we have Ferocious, and we have Vicious. Now these are not the best talents, I will admit, but if you are playing PvE, this could work out for you if you can get Ferocious to proc. Ferocious for PvE content could be really good. then you pretty much have the choice of either keeping intense or keeping vicious. More than likely, if you are running a build with maybe a vigorous chest piece where you have an overshield, vicious could work out for you, giving you that extra crit hit chance. And then maybe going with something like destructive could work out really well, since you don't really have that much enemy armor damage. That could help out a lot for PvE content. For PvP, the base damage is great, but the talents just aren't really all that for PvE. For PvP, but for PvE, this could work out. Also, there is a performance mod that has 5.5 self heal. So if you are looking to get some self heal, you don't have any of those 6%ers, or if you only have 1 or 2 of the 5.5s, then you can go ahead and pick these up. But these do roll at 6% max, so until the 6% are sold, or until you get some, you might as well grab these if you are a solo player and rock with them. If you do decide to pick up the lightweight M4, let me know, what do you take off and what do you put on. Always good to hear what you guys think and what you guys use. Let your boy know. In West 39th Street, we have something very different yet very interesting. The Black Market M60 E6. We got it with 12% damage to targets out of cover. It comes with competent, swift, and skilled. Skilled giving you headshot kills with this weapon. Increase signature skill resource by 5%. And the kappa about this weapon is that it is in the 98 to probably 100 percentile of damage. This is about as high as it's going to get. Plus, it's got competent on it and it has skilled on it. If you are playing this with PvE in mind, I guess if you put what is it, like capable or something like that in the second slot, or no, commanding in the second slot, then you are good to go. If you don't want to run with that and maybe put something else to give you extra damage, or even maybe destructive for enemy armor damage, this could work out very well for you for PvE content. And there's also the prototype stamina mod with 264 stamina plus 3008 health. Man, this is a pretty good mod if you are looking to get some stam, because the update in 1.8 stamina is going to come back. You can have some extra health. This will give you a lot more toughness and survivability. And to cap it all off, if you want to run a little bit of extra damage and extra chance, plus run this with something like a larger magazine, you know, PP19 maybe, or maybe even this heavy hitting LMG that we're talking about right now, you can get 6.5% crit hit chance, 12% magazine size, and 4% damage. If you want to go that route, get that extra chance. It's a lot more chance than usual. So if you are running something maybe with destructive on it, this could work out very not destructive, deadly on it, this could work out very well for you. So give it a try, see what you guys like. Definitely a lot of people are sleeping on these LMGs and not really big fans of them, but for PV, I say for PvE content it is pretty good. For PvP, maybe not so much. The time to kill is just not that great, but this is a pretty decent one. And if you do decide to pick it up, let me know, what do you roll on it, what do you roll off of it? Let me know in the comments. Over in West 31st Street, there is a G36 that is being sold. Could be good for PvE content. Seems like that's the trend for this week, PvE content. 18% enemy armor damage, that could be a lot higher. The base damage is in the 90 percentile, just barely eking it out to 90%. Comes with commanding, comes with ferocious, and it comes with focused. I'm not really sure. I haven't really done that much extensive testing with using supers and focused. I don't really know how that works out, but if that is a problem, then using that with commanding could be an issue. You may want to test that out if you do pick it up before you decide to do any rolls on it. And then the next thing to look at is the prototype's Firearms Mod with 258 firearms and 3% skill haste. So if you need any of this stuff, or if you do pick it up, let me know, what did you get and what did you roll on it or off it. Very quick side note, over in 5th Avenue, there is a turret mod being sold with 4% turret damage. If you are running turrets and you do need that extra damage, you can go ahead to 5th Avenue and pick that up. In DZ5, this is probably the best extended magazine I've seen at the vendors all week. We have the extended mag that's 117.5 mag size, 3% crit hit chance, and 4.8% rate of fire. Unfortunately, there haven't been that many good extended mags. Usually I like to recommend the ones that are in at least close to 120 with mag size, and preferably crit damage and rate of fire, or crit chance and crit damage, but this is what it is. There have been some other ones that are being sold in other vendors, but I don't remember them being too much better than this. If there are any that you think are better than this that are sold in some other vendors, leave a comment and let us know which ones did you like more, and let us know where it is and what the stats on it are, and then you guys can decide if you think it's better than this one. That's about it. In DZ6, pretty much the only thing I can think of recommended would be this Predator's Mark mask. The mask has 963 armor, 1198 firearms. You will need to do something about that. It does come with 7% enemy armor damage, which I believe might be the max, and it comes with 14% burn resistance. The rest of this stuff, I'll skim through it just so that you guys can see it. Doesn't really impress me all that much. It's pretty sad. This has been a craptacular reset. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. If you are looking for a Predator's Mark mask with some enemy armor damage on it for PvE content, then there you go. Over in DZ8, the only thing I could think of recommending possibly for the 1.8 update is the Predator's Mark gloves. Now these gloves have 993 armor, which is pretty good. Comes with 1146 firearms, 908 SMG damage, 6% crit hit chance, and 14% damage. Now you're probably looking at this going, Con, these stats are garbage, and I would agree with you. They are straight trash, but thinking about 1.8, these could easily be turned into some monster gloves. The crit hit chance is probably as close as it's going to be to the top. You maybe only need one roll for the armor, maybe two for the armor. If you re-roll the firearms to whatever you want it to be, you can get it as close to the max as possible. Then the only thing you really have to worry about is the SMG damage, which would go up quite significantly, and the SMG damage max is 1001. So with a little bit of careful re-rolling and recalibration, these could be really top tier gloves. If you don't have them, unfortunately, when Predators Mark the classifieds come out, they're gonna dwarf all of this stuff. So all of the kind of gear set things I'm really hesitant and reluctant to recommend, just because the classified versions of them are going to be so much better. But until then, and until you get a pair of Predator's Mark classified gloves, these will just have to do. Alright guys, that is it for this week's good or garbage. I hope you guys found something worth your time to pick up. There really wasn't that much stuff. It was a lot of garbage this week. Let's be straight about all of this. But if you did enjoy it, a like would be appreciated. Even if you didn't enjoy it, but you appreciate the effort that it takes to put this crap together to let you guys know what's being sold, so that you don't have to waste your time running around, then the like would definitely be very much appreciated. We are going to be streaming later on today. I'm not really sure what's going on. We're going to be looking for one of the sponsors, Cracker Jack, to see what he is up to, if he has picked up the PTS or if he's picked up Fortnite. I don't know which one we're going to be streaming, but definitely come and check out the stream. All of you guys' support is always appreciated. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll catch you next week. Peace.